everyone. Welcome to the Chasing Meet Cutes podcast. I am your host, Nicole.
And I'm your host, Trisha.
Oh my.
We're not going to restart.
No, we're just going to keep going because
it's been a few takes
and
I'm delirious.
What are we talking about?
Oh, today we're talking about A Cinderella Story. Now, I know there's like 10 million movies, and I think a few actually called A Cinderella Story, another Cinderella Story, this version of A Cinderella Story. It's a classic story.
It is.
But this is the 2004 Chad Michael Murray, Hilary Duff
Classic.
Yeah. Give us a little summary.
A little sum. Okay. So A Cinderella Story follows Sam Montgomery, played by Hilary Duff, a high schooler forced to work at her stepmother's diner while secretly chatting online with a mysterious boy who turns out to be popular quarterback Austin Ames, Chad Michael Murray. When they plan to meet at a school dance, Sam, disguised in a mask, shares a magical moment with Austin but flees before revealing her identity. With the help of friends, she finds the courage to stand up to her stepmother, embrace her dreams, and win Austin's heart.
She sure do.
Yeah.
Okay, so did we ever decide that you had never seen this movie, or it was like it had just been a while and you forgot?
After watching it just now, I feel like I haven't seen it. Only clips, because I like distinctly remember clips of like Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah,
but
of course.
A lot of the rest of it I like didn't really remember. So we're gonna say,
I cannot believe that. Like, I can't believe I have never like made me watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it was one that like I feel like maybe like our friends Kelly and Heidi, like I feel like I watched it with them or talked about it.
Yeah.
Like when we were in high school.
Probably.
But I'm just shocked that you hadn't seen it before. Cause
I know. There's so
like
many that I haven't.
It's funny like watching a movie like that back, because in 2004 I was like 13.
Yeah.
And well, so were you. But I mean,
so were you.
We weren't friends at that point. And I remember being screwed up for life over this movie. Because I think this movie is like the one, like it was kind of like that coming of age movie where I'm like starting to be into boys and you're just kind of like, wait, like, is this like an accurate representation
like how it's gonna
how it's gonna go when you get into high school?
Yeah. Which we also kind of talked about like the Mean Girls in this movie. How we never, I feel like that was such a thing in movies of that time, or maybe I guess even now, is like there's always like this clique of mean girls, like the popular girls who are mean. And like we both said that like we never had that.
I never experienced it. It's like, sure, were there girls in high school that were mean or were popular that we didn't really like hang with? Of course. But it wasn't like three girls walking down the hall in a row being like, move.
Yeah, that was like not real. I feel like it's like one of those things where you think it's going to be a bigger issue in life than it really is.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like quicksand or something. Or yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe it was just us. I think
maybe.
I don't know. I do remember that like I feel like it was like my youth pastor at the time. His wife was. I think we were watching 13 Going on 30 or something, and she was telling me, or maybe it was Never Been Kissed. I don't know. I was also obsessed with that movie. But she was telling me, like, there was a group of girls that was like that, and they were, like, called like, they referred to their clique as, like, something.
That's crazy.
But, so maybe it is a thing, and we just luckily never experienced it.
Yeah, we just never experienced it.
We both went to two different high schools.
Yeah.
Like, in our high school careers, and neither had the experience. So
yeah.
But anyways, you do see Sam and Austin, the two main characters of the movie. Give us a little rundown of like who they are.
So Sam is like a nobody. Well, she thinks she's a nobody. I'm not going to call her a nobody, but she thinks she's a nobody. Just like she's just kind of like your average, like basic average girl can possible.
Basic average girl.
And Austin is like the popular guy, quarterback of the football team. He's friends with these popular girls, and then has his own group of popular
like
guys,
the jocks
if you
and
will,
the cheerleaders.
So yeah, it's just like your classic high school.
Very stereotypical.
Yeah. And Sam's like kind of friends with what's his name, Carter. He's like kind of a quote unquote geek and whatever. So that's like kind of who she's friends with versus who Austin is friends with.
Right. Yeah. And Sam, obviously in the opening scene, we see that her dad died when she was young and she was left to live in a house with her stepmother and her two stepsisters, just like the classic tale.
Mm-hmm.
And they're obviously over the top horrible.
Yeah.
To her specifically. And just like in general. They're just
insufferable.
Literally.
Like, yikes.
Yeah. So she's just constantly working because she has been told that if she wants to go to college, like, and access her college fund, she has to like work at the diner and basically be her stepmom's slave and do anything she, deems necessary.
Yeah.
And so that's her entire life. Like, she's just kind of consumed with that, except for this little chat room aim,
which is so funny.
I don't even know if they really told us like how it came to be, but she was just chatting with this guy, Nomad. And she was Princeton girl.
Yeah.
Wait, before we go any further, can we talk about our own AOL Instant Messenger screen names?
Yeah.
I feel like yours is probably like normal.
Mine was just TLSC Poly 06.
Of course.
Which TLSC was the soccer team. Like, it was Three Lions Soccer Club. Poly was my nickname
and then
on the team. Number. And then 6 was my number.
Yeah. Very like...
Yeah.
Very basic for your athlete. That's what your world was. I didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to drum
let's
up.
Hear yours.
I had to drum up something on my own.
Spill it.
No, it's honestly so annoying. Or like, not annoying. Well, kind of. But it's also just like embarrassing.
Oh, wait, I remember it.
And every time I like tell people, it gets more and more embarrassing as the years progress.
Yeah.
And okay, so there has to be a backstory on this too, but I'll share that quickly afterwards. So my screen name was Rip Slip Brush 33. Okay?
So good.
I was like, LOL, random girl. Like, that was my personality. Like, just like, I just want to be different.
Yeah.
Like, I always had that mentality. Like, I don't want to be like everybody else. Like, I don't care. I'm just going to be silly and
stupid. I want to have like a unique screen name or whatever.
Like, I just want to make people laugh. Like,
well, you nailed it.
Well, back in the day, people were probably like, I don't know. It was also like my shtick. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you nailed it for you.
Yeah. Like I really love to be the comedian in the friend group, and I like always did. It was a commercial for like the little Crest, like to go toothbrushes essentially. And it was this little tiny
that
like
you put on your finger.
It's like a little glove that you put on your finger, and it has toothpaste on it essentially, and you can just like brush your teeth on the go.
Yeah,
it was like the little commercial for it was like you rip it open, slip it on, you brush, and then like a fresh smile, and it was like ding. Okay, so that's where it came from because I would always like act that out in my see it's embarrassing.
This is so good.
And like honestly, I have no idea where 33 came from. I think I just like made it up.
You just picked it.
Yeah. Although now I'm like, well, was that like a subtle foreshadowing? Because Tim Riggins' number was 33, and I hadn't even seen Friday Night Lights at that point. So I don't know, but
who knows?
No, it was random at the time. But yeah, that was mine.
Love that.
Can you imagine? Like I'm talking to a guy, and he's like, "What's your screen name?" Like, "Oh, Rip Slip Brush Off 33." Like that is. Explains a lot. Anyway, so yeah, Sam and Austin, they're chatting. Nomad and Princeton girl are chatting. They don't know who each other like really are in real life.
Like we know, but they don't.
Yeah. And the one part that Nicole did that you did know was the little scene.
Oh yeah, laugh out loud.
Yeah, in the little like montage of them texting basically back and forth. She's like, laugh out loud, which is just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just kind of like sharing their real selves because they
Yeah.
can't share that with anybody else in their life. They
Yeah.
have to
And they're
like keep it
just
hidden.
like, and like the stakes are low because like they don't know who each
Exactly.
other is. So they're just like secret little pen pals.
Right. And obviously, like you said, Sam's kind of like a recluse and she's kind of like insecure in that realm. Like she's never been kissed, she's never had a boyfriend. And so I think it's a little bit like intimidating for her to
Mm-hmm.
be talking to a guy at all.
Right.
And so, and Austin's not really like that. Like it's just, he kind of is like, has this on again, off again thing with this cheerleader who, you know,
Is
apparently
horrible.
is tries to control the situation of she deems when they're together and when they're not and whatever. And she's horrible. But they decide like over their little chat one day that like they're gonna meet up at the Halloween dance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Sam has to work.
Yeah. It's your
She
classic
was told
Cinderella
no,
story.
you can't go. Sorry, you got to scrub the floors tonight, sis. So she's sad about that. And tell us about her fairy godmother.
Her fairy godmother, Regina King. Love her.
So good.
Love her. She like basically is like, no, you're gonna go to this dance. You got to go to this dance. I don't even know if she knows about the whole not secret admirer, like their little pen pal
I
relationship.
think they just, her and like the other staff there, they just want her to like
Go live
have
life.
fun. Like,
Yeah.
be a kid.
Yeah. So she takes her to the costume shop down the road. And she tries on, I don't know, 100 different ridiculous costumes before Rhonda, Regina King's character, is like, she has this realization like, oh my gosh, I have a ball gown at home. And so they
How did I forget?
laugh out loud.
Like, Regina, were you supposed to get married? Like, what happened there?
I know. I
Like,
know.
what's the backstory?
We need to know. But anyway, so they take this little teeny tiny eye mask from the costume shop that'll go with.
Teeny tiny.
I'm never gonna let that go.
No, nobody
I will
does.
not. I will not. Anyway, they take this little teeny tiny mask that will match this ball gown that Rhonda has, and she goes, gets ready, does her hair all up nice, shows up to the ball,
Basically.
not the ball, the Halloween dance. Sorry, I'm stuck on the classic. She shows up there. The spotlight's on her up at the top of the staircase. Like,
classic.
Yeah. Austin sees her as just like goo goo for her. Yeah. And you want to take it from there?
Yeah. So obviously, like, they're supposed to meet in the middle of the dance floor at such and such time. And so they still don't really know, like, who they're looking for. But she sees this guy come up on the dance floor and he's like the classic, I forget what his name is.
Oh,
but
yeah. It's like Spencer. It's like Spencer or something.
And I'm pretty sure, isn't that the guy that went on to play in Big Bang Theory? Is it? I should have looked that up before saying that because I'll feel dumb if it's not him. But if it's not, they could be related. Anyways, he's like a total weirdo. Okay,
Yeah.
He's like, libations, my lady, and she's thinking like, oh my
like
gosh,
this
like,
is the
please
guy.
do not let this be the one. Which, relatable. Like, if you're talking to somebody online and you've never met, you don't even know what they look like that would be
that's
a total
risk.
Yeah, that's a risk that you are willing to take.
Yeah.
So she finally like gets enough out of him to realize like, okay, no, like
this ain't him.
This is not him. And then she turns around and there's Austin Ames in the middle of the dance floor. And he has no idea who she is, even though they were just at the diner like 2 hours before the dance and she waited on them at the restaurant. So
I mean, that is so ridiculous.
I will say.
I cannot get past that.
And so they like go outside towards this little walk, like garden area, like wedding venue space, and they're
It's beautifully
beautiful.
decorated.
Lights everywhere.
Flowers, candles. I mean, it's stunning.
It's stunning.
Stunning.
And they obviously look like Cinderella and Prince Charming. They walk up onto this gazebo, and they're kind of playing 20 questions, and you know, does the whole like, there's no music, or you want to dance, and there's no music. Cue random like string quartet with guitar playing Edwin McCain's "I'll Be," which is like the classic, and why I feel like every girl is obsessed with that song is because of this movie. So there's dancing, and he even goes to her like, "You'd think I would remember those eyes," and I'm like, "Yeah, you really
we
should.
think so too, buddy.
You really should, Austin."
That's so insane.
But side moment, while this moment is going on between them, her friend Carter is there as Zorro, and he sees like Shelby, this girl who's like the insufferable cheerleader who's obsessed with Austin. Like one of Austin's buddies is trying to like come on to her, and she's just like, no, don't get off me. And like Carter like basically saves her from him.
Swoops in.
And she's just like, what? Like taken back, and like they start just like making out, and he thinks like there's something there, you know. But meanwhile, Austin and Sam are just like having this moment, getting to know one another, just talking about how crazy it is that they're seeing each other. And like there was a couple times where he like attempted to kiss her, and she was really like not ready for it, like kind of awkward.
The first one, I think it was the first time he tried, it was like very awkward rejection. But like, hey, if she didn't want to, that's fine.
Exactly. And that's it's like fine. If it's her first kiss, she probably is like so in her head about it too.
Yeah.
And now she knows it's with Austin Ames, like the quarterback of the high school Mr. Popular.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and she's also worried about like him knowing who she really is, like, because she's like totally convinced like a guy like him would never like a girl like her,
right?
So she's obviously like,
because she's just diner girl,
like, I can't let him know who I really am, like he wouldn't like me then,
right?
Which is really sad, honestly.
It is sad. And I think while it is dramatic, I think it's kind of an like accurate representation, especially for girls in high school. Of course, women of all ages deal with insecurities, but especially when you're in high school and you do feel like we laughed about it, but Shelby at one point says to Austin, like, she's not a part of our world, Austin. And it's just like, what
world is that? Like, what are you talking about?
Like, but that's the point that I think I'm making, is that when you're in high school, you do feel like that's your entire world.
Yeah, because that's the only, right.
You wake up, go to school, and you do school activities, whether that's sports or clubs or whatever. You may have a part-time job, and then you go home.
Right.
So, like, everybody there, that is your world.
Yeah.
And everything, because of that, everything seems so important and so elevated and so, like, high stress. Like, if he finds out, like, he's never going to like me for who I really am. A girl who works in a diner. It's like, yeah, I mean, even if it's not like finds out who you really are, but I don't know. It's just,
he also kind of proved that he's not really like his buddies. You know, like he never really behaved like them or like treated her any type of way like they did.
Right.
Like they were always rude to her and like kind of bullying her. And he never really joined in. So I feel like
it makes you wonder, like, why are you friends with them?
Yeah, why are you friends with them?
But again, I think it's just because of the stereotypical high school friendships. Like, he played football because his dad obviously was obsessed with him going to USC to play football and then eventually, like, run the business. And so anyways, they're dancing. They're having this moment. And she's like, well, you want to see me again after this? And he's like, I'll have to think about it. And she's like, what do you mean? And basically, he's like, absolutely, I do. And then beep, 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 her alarm goes off right when he's about to kiss her again. Because She has
She's
to be
got to
home
make it back to
before
the
the clock
diner.
strikes midnight, or else.
Or else.
Or else. Yeah. So she's got to hustle. And of course, in true Cinderella fashion, she runs up the stairs and he's like, "Wait, what are you doing? Where are you going? Come back." And instead of dropping her shoe, she loses her cell phone that she had clipped to the ankle strap of her
Which
high
is
heel.
so funny. So funny.
Ugh. I was like, oh, I guess she just had like the flip part in her shoe. Because I was like,
Yeah.
did it have like a clip? And I was like,
No.
no,
The phone is the clip.
It's the clip.
I feel like we used to do that just like on our pockets.
Yeah, definitely in the pocket for sure.
Wow.
Or like
I
on
feel
your
like,
waistband.
yeah.
I've never
I
done
feel
it to a shoe.
in this exact moment, I feel so old.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I always loved her phone because it was a flip phone, but it's blue. And she had like a couple
little
like stickers
bedazzled
or
or something.
something on it. It's like, oh, that is so cool. But anyway, she loses the phone, and of course, like he runs after her after they had just been named the Halloween dance, like king and queen, essentially. Or they won the costume or something.
It's like the prince and princess.
Yeah, there you go. They won, but
Yeah.
they don't care. She's gone. He's running after her. He picks up her phone. And which, like, how did she get her phone back?
He gave it to her.
When?
Eventually.
At the very end?
I think, because then she said,
Like,
I finally got my phone back.
She's just like without a phone. Isn't that funny though?
It is
like,
funny.
Well,
and then she just was like talking to him on her computer.
And that's the funny part. Because it's like, I feel like kids today, even not kids, I won't even blame it on the Gen Alpha and Gen Z, but I would be like this too. Like, I lose my phone at an event and I'm just like, guys, darn, I lost my phone. Guess I'm not going to get it back for like a couple weeks or however many days passed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And obviously, like, find my phone wasn't a thing. But they obviously make it back in time to the diner and she doesn't get caught. And so, like, when everyone gets back to school the next day, they're kind of wondering, like, who was the Cinderella, because Austin still has just no idea.
And he makes all these posters, like, have you seen this girl? I mean, they're posted everywhere, like every inch of these walls.
Like, she's covered. A missing person.
Right. Like, it's laugh out loud. I mean, truly.
Laugh out loud.
But, I mean, it's separating it from like the classic fairy tale. Like, it is sweet. Like, he wants to find out who this girl is, even though it's, ridiculous that he doesn't know.
And it's also ridiculous that she didn't just say, like, it's me, Sam.
It's me, Sam, like Diner Girl. Like, even if she called herself Diner Girl, who cares? And of course they have like the classic Cinderella lineup to like find who the right girl is, who fits the shoe kind of thing. Which Austin kind of just like puts an end to very quickly. He's like, I'm not doing this. Which I can respect that.
He definitely, like, aside from him being completely and totally oblivious to who she really is, he definitely seems to like have a good head on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Like,
shoulders.
One
shoulder.
One. Well, you know what? I'll stick with the one shoulder because he didn't know who Sam was. So
okay, yeah.
It's balancing on the one for now. But yeah, he's not just like a dumb jock, even though that's kind of like his persona at high school is like he just plays football and he's popular, but he's himself like applied to go to Princeton and got in and is like obsessed with literature and like
doesn't care about playing football in college
or popularity or like the popular girl or anything. Like, he's, like you said, he's proven that in many scenes of the movie. And so it's kind of sad to see him also not connect with this girl.
Right.
And it's funny because, like, at one point, towards the end, like, when the girls are setting the whole, like, pep rally scene up, they hand the little, like, announcer girl the
Mm-hmm.
note that says like, "Oh, Austin wants you to meet up after the pep rally."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, yeah, why didn't he just do that?
Why didn't he just do what?
Like message her on AIM and be like, "Hey, let's meet up tonight at
Oh,
the
yeah.
baseball field."
Right.
I mean, I guess it's
I
just
mean,
the
he
movie,
did
but
message her a couple times and she didn't reply.
because she's
But
scared.
I guess. I mean, and they met up at the diner, like her as herself,
Mm-hmm.
him obviously as himself. But like
Yeah.
she was all but telling him like, I'm the girl.
Yeah.
Like she basically did, but like,
Yeah, he hit her with the whole like, "Do you ever feel like?"
yeah,
And she's like, "Yeah, like I just want to tell the person like it's
it's
me.
me. I'm the girl
I'm
you've
the
been
girl
looking
you've
for.
been looking for." And he's like, "That's
And
exactly
like,
how I
or
feel."
like, ever feel like sometimes you're wearing a mask? Like, guys,
And
it's
I'm just like,
just
also her voice is like very
very distinct. Come on.
So yeah, he's just oblivious, and so we see the major conflict happen at the pep rally because that's when her stepsisters got a hold of her. Basically,
Mm,
they acted out all of their messages between one
yeah.
another, or not all of them, but several of them, and basically just like I don't know,
Expose
exposed
them.
them as a couple, but also just like her, she's like, "I've never had a real kiss before," and
Yeah.
everyone like roars with laughter. Like that's like what nightmares are made of.
Yeah, like
Okay,
they bullied and shamed her
100%.
mercilessly.
And also, I'm like, the stepsisters have zero room to be throwing any shade
Zero.
because they're not even like the popular girls with them. They're like, what are the fish in the fish tank that eat the scum? Or like the algae?
Like the shrimp? Like the
No,
that
they
clean
stick
it?
to the side. They're like the like
Oh.
the scum suckers.
I don't know what those are actually called. I keep thinking of the ones for sharks, like the remoras, but I know
No,
that's not
not
right.
those. It's not like the ones in Nemo that with their little like.
I'm thinking of Claude,
Yeah,
like the
no,
little
not
shrimp who
that one.
cleans.
But the ones they just
Or
look like slugs. They look like
Jacques.
slugs that just sit and that's what they are
Yeah.
basically. Okay,
Slugs.
they're just two little slugs. And so they have the audacity to like you said,
Roast
shame
her.
her and embarrass her and humiliate her, and she's just like tears coming down her face. Austin turns around, acknowledges that it's her because they said, "Oh, the real
Yeah.
girl is Diner Girl, Sam Montgomery."
Mm-hmm.
And he turns around, finally makes the connection, like, "Oh, it's her." And he just feels bad, but also like he's frozen. He doesn't do
Yeah.
anything. Which part of me wanted him to be like, stand up and be like,
Yes.
stop, or
Yeah,
go
or
run after her in that moment.
Yeah, agreed.
But I'm also like, okay, he's probably like a 17-year-old kid,
Yeah.
overwhelmed. Like,
Right.
I understand that too. And he's probably just confused because he's like, I've already had a conversation with you. Why wouldn't you just tell me?
Right. Right.
You know, we don't really get that like thought from him.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, so she goes home. She's so upset. And then we see Fiona, her stepmom, just royally screw her over, kick her when she's down.
Yeah.
Because she comes in, and in a prior scene, we had already seen that she received an acceptance letter from Princeton in like a big envelope. And Fiona kept it and didn't give it to her, and instead printed a fake rejection letter
Mm-hmm.
and handed it to her when she was already like just so sad.
Yeah.
And
she's like, why are you upset? Like, that means you can work in the diner for the rest of your life. And it's like, screw you.
Want a cookie? They're so moist.
Woof.
So yeah, I mean, the next day, you know, she has to go back to school after that. That's like so hard.
Yeah. Like you were just
Publicly
humiliated in front of the entire school, and now you have to go back
and walk the halls. There's
Yeah.
nothing there's nothing worse than just like walking the halls in high school anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sea of
Yeah.
people. It's just like,
Yeah, in
ugh,
general,
like
just
it,
annoying.
but then when they're all like focusing on you, like
Yeah.
I was never popular, so like I could just slide in and out of the
Yeah.
hallways. Nobody cares.
Right.
I'm just going from point A to point B. But if everybody were to stop and stare, like that would be
Or like
very
laugh
awkward.
or
Like
anything, point laugh. Oh, That would be horrible.
Yeah. And so then we see the moment that I referenced earlier when, you know, Austin, who walks in with his baseball tee on. It just does it for me. And Shelby's like, she doesn't belong in our world, Austin. Like, girl.
But she's literally in your world, so.
Yeah. And so we kind of see this, like, course of events happen for Sam, where she kind of comes to this realization of, like, I'm done. I'm just done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play the game with my stepmom anymore. I didn't get into the school I wanted, so, like, why am I going to do anything for her anymore? I'm moving out. I quit working at the diner. That's it. She leaves and ends up moving in with Rhonda, who also quits. And then everybody else quits.
That's right.
And so we see this moment where she's also just kind of feeling like she needs to address the situation with Austin, because he has yet to say anything to her. And so on the night of the football game, she goes and busts up into the locker room. And the iconic locker room. Oh, wait. First, when she's in the diner, quitting and all that, before she quits, when the guitar.
Oh, yeah. You can't forget your favorite quote.
My favorite quote, you guys. I'm shocked I don't have this tattooed on me by now. But anyways, the quote that was on the wall from when her dad owned the diner that said, "Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game," kind of like showed itself. And she kind of had this like click moment of like, yeah, I'm not going to let that fear get in the way anymore. Like, I'm standing up to her, and so she does. And she also decides she's going to stand up to Austin and kind of like tell him off. And so, yeah, the locker room scene, she goes up to him. Her pants are extremely low in this scene.
How did we ever wear low-rise jeans?
Well, my butt crack was just hanging out.
Like 100% of the time. I mean, it's the gap, or like the
inseam.
Yeah, the inseam. It's not even the inseam. It's just like from the waistline to like
the crotch.
The crotch line is like 4 inches. Yeah, I mean literally.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
I always had a muffin top. Every girl I knew had a muffin top because they were tight and they were low. And even if you were skinny, your like hips and any sort of skin you had attached to your hips, which is hanging over.
Right.
And also, I was laughing and like, it doesn't even make the butt look good.
No,
it makes the butt look 4 inches.
Yeah,
and like squeezed in there.
Yeah. And I'm just like, for someone like myself, I have a very long torso and short legs, and like pants like that just like make that look even more exaggerated.
Oh, I know. Remember we saw that picture of us?
Oh
on
yeah.
Halloween
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh
we'll
my
share
Lord.
We'll share it when this episode comes out.
Yeah.
We'll have to post it. But yeah, I don't know. That was just the fashion. We just did it because everybody.
And those were the only pants available.
Correct. Yeah. So, anyways, Sam walks in her low-rise jeans into the locker room and basically tells off Austin and just says like you were exactly who I, thought you were going to be. Like you said all these things and yet here you are. You've said nothing to me. I was embarrassed in front of everybody. Like I was the one that got hurt feelings. Nobody was making fun of you.
Right.
Even though you were on the other end of those messages.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah.
Let's talk about that.
That's
because
so
WT
rude.
Heck,
that's rude.
Why isn't it like?
Yeah, if you're gonna roast her, roast him too.
And first of all, like, it's not that deep.
No.
Like, you want to tell me all the other kids in that high school in the crowd, like, weren't also messaging somebody?
Exactly. And
that's what we did.
It's not even like the messages were embarrassing or anything. Like, they were just normal.
They were talking about, like, college and books and their
Yeah.
what they do for fun. And then the only embarrassing thing was the thing about like not having a real kiss or saying like I'm scared or
I don't
something like
know.
that. Like
But even that is not really embarrassing.
no, it was the production of it all that was
Right,
humiliating
right.
for her. But yeah, it was just like why wasn't anybody like flaming Austin over that?
Exactly.
Just
I don't
because
know.
he was a dude and Mr. Popular, I guess.
I guess.
But yeah, she tells him, this whole time in the movie, there's been a drought, and everybody's had to like,
There's always a drought in California.
yeah, but they've had to like save their water. Everyone's lawns are just like completely dead.
Mm-hmm.
I guess nobody has, I don't know, except for their house. Her stepmom's running those sprinklers every day.
Yeah.
And they have a green lawn. But anyway, so there's been a drought, and she hits him with that iconic, like waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
She turns around and walks right out, and he doesn't say anything.
Nope, doesn't go after her.
No.
Again.
And you can tell, like, in his defense, like, you can tell he's in his head about it.
Yeah.
Like.
And again, this is high school.
It's high school, okay? And he does have all this pressure from, like, his dad wanting him to, like, do what he wants him to do. And
right. And this is a big game. Like, it's a championship game.
This is it, Austin.
This is it. You got to stay focused. So it's a big game. Like, I mean, I can relate to that. Like, and obviously when the ending of this comes, this all makes no sense whatsoever. But like, I can understand not going after her, like right before a big game. I get that.
Yeah. Like they're literally about to run out on the field, essentially. Yeah. So, and I also think like he obviously wasn't expecting to have a conversation in that moment. Yeah. Like she busted up in the locker room. So. Right. So anyway, she decides to go to the game with Carter, and they're in the stands, and they run the first play. I don't know, maybe a few minutes passed. Yeah. And they're like in a huddle, and everyone's like chanting his name, like Austin, Austin. The dad's like, let's do this, son. You got this. This is the one.
Oh my gosh.
And she just looks at Carter and is like, I thought I could do this, but like I can't handle this.
I gotta go.
I can't do this. I'm gonna take approximately 20 minutes to get out of my row and walk in front of everybody. And he obviously like catches her leaving.
Yeah. So instead of talking to her before the game, he decides the middle of the game is better. Yeah. So, I mean, it makes for a very cute moment.
Oh, I lived for this.
Yeah. Like he just stares at her as watching her leave, and he decides like, I'm not going to let her go this time. So he runs off the field. He tells his dad, or his dad really is like, this is your dream. What are you doing? And he's like, this isn't my dream. This is your dream. Classic.
Yeah. The moment for me, like watching this as a teenager and like now it doesn't, it's funny, you grow up and mature, but the moment he was just like, sorry boys, I lived for that moment.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why. I just did.
Like when he like initially leaves.
Yeah, like the actual phrase of him saying, sorry boys, and him running off. I was
You're
just
like melted.
Like, and then again, like expectations through the roof, reality in the dumps.
Right.
Nobody ever did that for me.
Right.
So he runs up, and of course, like the iconic, May Angels Lead You Home is playing in the stands, and he runs up, and she's like, Austin, what are you doing?
I'm loving your voices for this episode.
I don't know why. I mean,
Hillary's never done this before.
Hilary Duff, though, she has that like high pitched like Austin. Yep. I can't even do it, but
it's funny.
And he just said like something I should have done a long time ago, or
Yeah.
something.
No, that's what he said.
And then they kiss, which was cute, like, because they finally, like, have their moment. And, of course, it starts to rain.
It starts to rain.
And he just goes, sorry I waited for the rain. And she's like, it's okay.
She just says, it's okay.
I'm like, it wasn't okay 30 minutes
And I'm
ago
like,
when you
wait,
were
that's
chewing
all.
him out in the locker room.
I would have rather her not said anything. Like,
Right.
just kiss him again or something. Which
Or
they do,
say,
but
like-
like.
Say, like, don't let it happen again. Or
Yeah, something, not just, it's okay. Like, whoever wrote that line.
like, obviously, it's not okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And then they did kiss again.
Mm-hmm.
And they kissed a lot. I don't know why. I felt that was a necessary point to add, but we then see, like, the final montage of, like, her realizing that in her dad's hidden will, everything was actually in her name.
Yeah.
And she had the house, the diner, the cars, everything. She found her real acceptance letter to Princeton, and her and Austin go off to college together. They drive away
together
in her convertible.
Yeah, and they live happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
She said.
She's like, well, at least for now.
For now.
I'm only a freshman. That's what she said.
I know. Oh, my.
Wow. I know. It's like a silly movie. And it's like predictable, obviously, number one, because it's Cinderella.
Yeah.
So you just know. But it's one of those ones that, like, if I'm, like, feeling down in the dumps, or, like, you just, like, want to watch something you like, or I don't know, just like a nostalgic.
Yeah. I think
that.
I think maybe I would feel the same way had I watched it when
Oh, for sure.
I was 13.
Yeah.
Let's
give it a star. Let's give it our star rating.
Okay, star rating for overall. Wait.
Okay, let's do them as a couple, and then also just, like, the movie overall.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to see what you're gonna say. I know it's not gonna be 5.
I'm leaning between, like, a 2.5, 3.
For what? For which one?
For both.
Oh, okay.
For the relationship and overall.
Okay, I'm gonna go 4.
Okay.
For both, because I love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's iconic to me. To me, it's like the same level of, like, a Mean Girls.
Yeah.
A Walk to Remember. Like, those types of just, like,
yeah.
They were made for us.
Yeah.
They were.
Guys, I wish you could see Trisha right now.
I love how I'm always, like, trying to, like, sell it to you.
Yeah.
As if, like, you're going to bump up your star rating or, like
okay,
suddenly change your mind. Like, you're right. I love it too. No, I just.
It's not a bad movie. It's cute.
I will say Austin redeemed himself in the end by, like, even though it was kind of like, wow, mid-game, like, you're just going to leave your team. Right. Not really Friday Night Lights of you, but whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, he went after her.
Yeah.
He got his girl.
And, like we've said a couple times, it is high school. So, like, this is, like, young love. Yeah. Not, like, mature.
First love.
Right. And could they go on and live happily ever after, forever, get married?
They could.
They stay married for 60 years. Whatever. Sure. Mm-hmm. Of course that's possible.
They could be married for... Okay, let's say they go to college. They get married after college. They could have been married for 16 years at this point and have, like, teenage kids.
Yeah. So, yeah, that could have been a reality.
That could have been a story.
Do I love that story? Not really.
I do appreciate that they did have her say that at the end, like, well, for now, I'm only a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it kind of did bring a little bit, like, of reality into the
Right. Like
story.
this could be something, but it also could be nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think like these movies, like anytime you try to like modernize Cinderella,
Mm-hmm.
you have to like pull and stretch it to
Yeah,
make it
there's
be
only so many things you
somehow
can
like,
do.
yeah, and it has to be different from the last 30 remakes.
Right.
So I liked it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, there as far as like on-screen chemistry, like there's just not much to go off of.
Right. Yeah, for me, it was just like I had an obsession with Chad Murray.
Right.
So I loved it. Like,
Yeah.
because just he was in it.
This is like The Guardian all over again.
There
I'm
was
just kidding.
there
I'm
was
just kidding.
way
I'm kidding.
more romance in
I'm
this.
totally joking.
Gosh.
I just will roast you. I
You're
will
never
not.
gonna let me live that down.
I will not. I will not.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, thanks for watching this one. It's a favorite of mine, obviously, but it's a goodie.
It is.
And I know a lot of people love this movie, so we
yeah.
had to do it. We had to
it's
talk
great.
about Austin Ames and Sam Montgomery.
Yeah.
So let us know your thoughts. Are you guys a fan? What would you rate it? Do you agree with Nicole where you're like 2 to 3 stars? Or are you like a fangirl like me and you're just like, this movie just makes me feel good. So that's why I like it.
Tell us.
Tell us. And also, what's a fun question we can have them answer? Or like tell us in the comments. Like,
what about like, do you have a favorite Cinderella remake?
Oh yeah, like are you like a Brandy, Roger and Hammerstein Cinderella? Because who's not number
Who's
one?
not?
Or are you like the Selena Gomez version? Because if you are, boo. I mean, that one was cute too, but that came after this, and so it felt like you guys are just trying.
Yeah. What's your favorite version?
Favorite version of Cinderella.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite moment of Sam's stepmom? She had a lot of classic good lines. Jennifer Coolidge, thank you.
So great.
What was your favorite line of hers? Let us know in the comment. In the one comment. In the singular comment, let us know. All right, guys. On this note, we need to wrap things up here. So we will see you in the next episode. It's been real.
Bye.